Blade Runner 2049, the sequel to the 1982 sci-fi fave Blade Runner, debuts at theaters nationwide on Thursday night. There's a standard release and a 3D version, and undoubtedly years of debate about whether it is worthy of the name. Hemmed in by a rainy neon grid, the world of Blade Runner unfolded as part science fiction adventure and part rumination on basic questions like why am I here, how do you feel about your mother, and is that snake real? Blade Runner 2049 faces all the picayune and lofty pressures fans will impose on a sequel to a cult favorite that has evolved in its 35 years into a masterpiece, elevated by some rhapsodizers into a vehicle for philosophy. The sequel takes place 30 years after Blade Runner. It stars Ryan Gosling as a titular Blade Runner assigned to hunt down androids, which are robots that in Blade Runner lexicon are known as replicants, when they become troublesome. He finds a secret that leads him to seek a former Blade Runner who has gone into hiding. That's Rick Deckard, with Harrison Ford reprising his role as the original Blade Runner. The Blade Runner 2049 cast includes Jared Leto, Robin Wright, Dave Bautista, Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, Ana de Armas and Sylvia Hoeks. It was directed by Denis Villeneuve with executive producing by Ridley Scott, semi-progenitor of Blade Runner. Blade Runner springs from the 1968 novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, whose books and stories continue yielding movies and TV shows 35 years after his death. Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams is an anthology TV series based on Dick's stories that has begun showing in England. Its United States release hasn't been announced. Produced by Bryan Cranston Breaking Bad and Ronald D. Moore Battlestar Galactica, Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams has a stellar cast of actors: Steve Buscemi, Maura Tierney, Vera Farmiga, Anna Paquin, Terrence Howard, Laura Pulver, Irene Adler in Sherlock, Greg Kinnear and Mireille Enos-Killing among them. The Daily Express in England called Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams a series of standalone adaptations of the author's iconoclastic short stories. Indeed, Dick 19,281,982, known as PKD to fans, might think he was living in a Philip K. Dick novel if he was still around these days. He achieved only minor success in his lifetime. He died months before Blade Runner hit theaters, though Scott showed him some scenes and Dick was impressed. Now Dick, whose works asked "Is this real?" is an engine for movies and television. The stories written by this oddball, brilliant, drug-taking, paranoid philosopher, one of Dick's 5 wives, called him a very nice person with a very dark shadow, or a part of the culture's turntable reverb of artistic works. They're out there and they keep showing up. That's how Blade Runner became a cult favorite, steeping and brewing into one of the cool go-to flicks late into a night, comfort food for the mind that nonetheless makes you think. The stuff that grabs at 3 a.m. has a unique hold. If you haven't read anything by Philip K. Dick, you've probably either seen movies based on his writing or heard of them: Total Recall 1990 and 2012, Screamers 1995, Minority Report 2002, Paycheck 2003, A Scanner Darkly 2006, and The Adjustment Bureau 2011. The Man in the High Castle is an Amazon TV series. It's based on Dick's 1962 novel that imagines that the Nazis and Japan won World War II and now America is an occupied country. Also in this Philip K. Dick roundup, the death on Friday of Playboy founder Hugh Hefner prompted some writers to note that Hefner's magazine published groundbreaking stories in addition to the buffets of photos. These included important science fiction by Ray Bradbury, Ursula K. Le Guin, Arthur C. Clarke, Margaret Atwood, and Dick. Playboy published Dick's story Frozen Journey in 1980. Gosling said he was proud to take an inadvertent punch from Ford during filming of Blade Runner 2049. "It happens. It's not something I'm ashamed of. If it's going to happen, let it be delivered by Harrison Ford. It was a privilege," Gosling said. According to Metro.co.uk, trailers and shorts have been released in anticipation of the Blade Runner 2049 opening to help in bridging the gap between the original and the sequel. This includes a short anime movie set in the same universe, Blade Runner 2022, by Cowboy Bebop director Shinichiro Watanabe. According to DunofGeek.com, a short titled 2036 Nexus Dawn was directed by Luke Scott and features Jared Leto's Neander Wallace as he introduces his new line of replicants to the world. According to ComingSoon.net, GQ has a great interview with the craggy but funny Ford in a September 13th story by Chris Heath, Harrison Ford on Star Wars, Blade Runner, and punching Ryan Gosling in the face. The late David Bowie was Villeneuve's first choice to play replicant maker Neander Wallace, according to Metro.co.uk. The role went to Leto after Bowie's illness and death. He died January 10, 2016. Here is this installment's randomly selected quote from the exegesis of Philip K. Dick: "God may be here, may never have left, but his wisdom, I would guess from this, will mount and prevail in the future." The schism between us and him, the fall will be ironed out. Perhaps the awareness, the experience, the dialogue which I've had will become common to men. Will my books have helped you? I guess, especially. p. 166.